Welcome to Own the Mask, where I give you tips and guides to help you metaphorically own the mask and own noobs. This episode will be about create a soldier and how to maximize the potential of said soldier. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate this topic as a Christmas noob difficulty, or about a 1 or maybe 2 depending on the level of depth I go to. I have seen countless numbers of people in Black Ops 2 with the same lightweight toughness dexterity perk combo on every single one of their classes, and no variety to their lethal, tactical or secondary equipment. Tip number 1, try to have a variety of guns and equipment and perks and whatever, and kill streaks and all that in the classes that you are making. I try to have a gun for just general play, one for aggressive play, and one class for sitting at the back of the map, old man sniping style, and not moving throughout the entire game. Statistically and numerically, these are my ideal classes on the screen right now. This might not be accurate because I haven't tried all of them and unlocked all of them, but it actually gives me a good idea of what I want to strive for in terms of spending my squad points. Now I'm going to do a quick overview of a couple of my classes and why, in theory, they should be the best classes for the guns I've chosen. Firstly, the class that everyone and their grandma has, the AK-12 with silencer and foregrip. The AK-12 does 49 to 25 damage over a pretty good range, so the silencer won't hurt it as much, and the gun does kick a bit for the range that it was intended to be used at, so that helps as well. The AK-12 reloads a bit too slow for my taste, so I run a P226 secondary with muzzle brake to help me in some sticky situations. Now ready up, I use that on most or all of my classes because of reload cancelling and me sprinting around everywhere and all that. If you don't know what reload cancelling is, I'll probably have an episode up sometime in the future. Stalker, because that is just beast. It makes you move at full speed when aiming down sights, and so I can quickly pop around corners. I use quick draw because it helps me aim down sights faster, and it'll help me in more gunfights that I probably wouldn't be able to win without it. And I have a pretty good headset, Total Beach P11, so I can use amplifier with some efficiency. And after all those perks, I have one slot left, so I can spend it on a lethal, which is my C4. I used that a ton in Black Ops 2, and it was very powerful, so it's coming back. Now, I'm only going to talk about one more because I'm trying to keep these episodes short and we're running out of time. So, the USR is a bolt-action sniper rifle, one of the two in this game. I use it with a thermal scope, which helps me pick out targets over a long range. And chrome barrel, which increases damage, or the body multipliers I should say, on this gun. With on the game description it says increased kick. This isn't actually true, it actually gives you increased sway, not kick. Now I run a P226 secondary with extended mags because I may want to spray a bit if I want to engage someone in something outside of close range, because the sniper rifle isn't really made for close range combat unless you're a pro quickscoper. For the tactical equipment, I've used the motion sensor, which lets you see enemies through walls when stepped on for a few seconds. That's kind of useful if I'm getting crept up on from behind. And for perks, ready up again, quick draw for some situations where I may need to quickscope. Wiretap, so I can pick off enemies at a distance without even having to put down any satcoms if the enemy team has some down. And focus, so I have less sway. And it counters the negative effects of the chrome barrel attachment. Now for the tips. Firstly, when creating a class, choose what gun you want to use. So for this class setup, I'm going to use a sniper rifle, so the L115. Now your second priority is to decide if you want a secondary or not. You'll need a secondary on guns that have slow reload time, like LMGs, or have a very slow time to kill at close range, like sniper rifles or DMRs. So this is a sniper rifle, and if you miss your first shot, if you're quickscoping, then you are probably going to die. So my advice would be to set a secondary. Now my favourite is the P226, but you could choose any of these. Now your next order of business should be your attachments. You should choose these before perks, because then you know what negative attributes of the attachments to compensate for when choosing perks. You should, when choosing equipment and attachments, you should try to make a strength of the gun or your character stronger, or make a weakness less noticeable. So on this L15 I'm going to put a variable zoom lens in case I need to pick off any targets at a longer range, and I'm going to use chrome lined. Now chrome lined increases the damage multipliers and effectively increases your weapon damage, which gives you more one-shot kills, which is what the strength of the weapon is, but it also increases weapon sway. So when choosing perks, you would then choose focus. which cancels out the negative attribute of the chrome line. It decreases weapon sway, and you would also choose quick draw, so you can have a faster time to kill if you're using your primary at a closer range. Then with all the rest of your points, you can choose what guns you like or what kind of things might be useful to this class. So you could also choose reflex, so if you miss your first shot, you can switch to your pistol quicker. And then just some random other perks that might be helpful, like, let's see, sleight of hand and ready up, like I always use. Actually no, let's switch out sleight of hand for, okay, what was the other one that I used? Reflex. Let's switch out sleight of hand for a throwing knife and a motion sensor. If you're engaging a target outside of close range, which is where your P226 should be used, or secondary or pistol or whatever, you might need the muzzle brake, or akimbo doesn't really help. It's not very practical. Armor piercing doesn't really do much. It says it increases damage, but it just decreases the armor or body multipliers on vehicles and stuff like that, or juggernauts. So I usually go with extended mags. And let's put a cool camo to finish it off. Nope. Yep, okay. And whatever kind of player that you want to be. So if you want to be an aggressive sniper and you plan on staying alive for a long time, you could choose stuff like that, or stuff like that, or that, or whatever. If you plan on being a more supportive teammate, you could choose the support kill streaks, but we'll have another episode on strike packages later. Finally, when choosing what stuff you want to put in your class and what suits you best, make sure you experiment with as many different things as possible. That way you can be certain that you didn't miss anything. Make sure the gun feels good. If it doesn't feel right, but the numbers and statistics and all that say that it's good, then don't use it, because if it doesn't feel good, then you're not going to be able to kill anyone with it. If you didn't understand anything, or if you want some advice on something for classes, please comment in the section down below and all that stuff. Stay tuned for next episode. We have perk selection coming up. And rate, comment, and subscribe, and all that good YouTube stuff. Watchdog out.